Hello and welcome back to the Stronghold. I'm the Magi and welcome to Midweek Magic, where I want you to grow your collection by winning 2 free rare or better ICRs each and every week. This week's Midweek Magic is Final Fantasy Constructed, and what does that mean? Well, we don't know exactly, but we're going to explore the different avenues that they may take with this, as well how to approach those as budget players. But before we get into all of that, this whole Midweek Magic thing has become a bit of a tradition here at the Stronghold, and it all started with our crack team of researchers discovering that we were the only YouTube channel making consistent, proactive, and timely Midweek Magic coverage. And here we are years later, and it appears that we're still the only ones out there doing it for the budget community. So be sure to subscribe to the Planeswalker Stronghold so that we can be here for you every chance we get. Now, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, right. Now, what I really expect and hope we get with this Midweek Magic is an all-access event, meaning that you can play cards that you don't own. We'd still be building a 60-card constructed deck from only Final Fantasy's cards, but we wouldn't have to own those, and of course that is extremely budget friendly. The last time they did this, they did not allow cards from the bonus sheet to be used, but it's definitely worth checking just in case they do. And if we do get an all-access event, this is your opportunity to really kind of go nuts here and play the most expensive harebrained deck concept that is currently on your radar for Final Fantasy, because there's no better time to test your theories than when you don't have to pay for it. You know what I mean? With an all-access event, I highly recommend testing the Is It Blue-Red Big Non-Creature spells or the Red-White Equipment Aggro decks. Both of these look like they're going to be very wildcard intensive, particularly at the higher mana values. Now, of course, there is the possibility that we won't get all access for this event, in which case us budget players are going to be reduced to cobbling together a deck from whatever our limited efforts in the first week of the format have produced for us. This most likely will mean jump-in packs. And the jump-in packs give us a good basis for building a red-green landfall aggro deck, or the green-white that they classify as a go-wide, but I think is probably better suited as a Saga's Matter deck when it comes to a budget build. The Rakdos or black-red black mage aggro also looks very compelling thus far in the early onset of the set as a compelling budget deck. Certainly something I'm going to be keeping an eye on, and I fully encourage anyone to test lists in these areas. I will be putting together first attempt deck lists for all 3 of these archetypes over on my Aetherhub, and of course the link is down in the doobly-doo. A third option that they may present, which I think is probably the least likely of the 3, is something that we saw recently in an On the Edge event, where not only cards from Final Fantasy would be allowed, but also cards from the baseline core set of the moment. So Foundations cards would also be legal. Again, I don't think this is very likely to happen, but certainly it's worth consideration. Sadly, it appears that the only Final Fantasy archetype that aligns productively from those of Foundations is the black-green Graveyard deck. So if the event does go this way, this is probably the first thing you should look at within your collection. So hey, be sure not to tell anybody, but that's 6 different deck archetypes that we've got covered for you, potentially for this Midweek Magic, because I've got the 2 all-access decks, what they might look like in a standard legal version as opposed to just Final Fantasy. So you will need to tweak those, of course, a little bit here and there, and have more opportunity to test other cards. But hey, 6 decks, that should give you more than enough of a starting point. Well, that's about enough of what I think. Now is your opportunity to get down in the comments and let the community know what you think. What did you end up running for this event, and what decks do you think have a viable future of converting over into standard based on what you saw in this week's Midweek Magic? Don't hesitate. The more we share with each other, the better we are as a community. And hey, just in case you didn't catch all that, Matt would like you to know that the deck list that we discussed in this video is going to have a link down in the doobly-doo to take you over to Aetherhub, along with a link to any other alternative lists that you might wish to consider. He only asks that you give it a little thumbs up when you're over there checking out the deck list. And I plan on live playing this event on Wednesday at 11 a.m. over on my Twitch channel, so definitely stop in and check it out. Because the Stronghold is so much more than just a YouTube channel, and you can find links to all of our other social media outlets in our profile. Because at the end of the day, we're all budget players. And as a community, we're stronger together. So like, comment, subscribe, follow, do all those things to show a little love. It's appreciated more than you know.